And welcome once again to Let's Play Overlord. I am just about to take on the first boss of the game.
Melvin ain't so small now.
This is actually the third time I'm recording this section. I had the same problem that I'd had before with the video running at an odd speed in the editing software. I think I figured out what was causing it, and even if not, then I have at least worked out how I'm going to use the saves to where it won't be as big a problem if it does have to be re-recorded like this. In the first section of the boss fight there, he fights pretty much just like a troll, with the one exception of that when he jumps up in the air and is going to come down and crush minions. The trolls, if you have called your minions back, but they haven't gotten away from the troll, will still get crushed. But against him, as long as you call them back, they tend to generally be safe. In the second part of the fight, he starts rolling around the room and will crush anything he runs over. The first time I fought him, I only lost... Well, no, the first time I fought him, I was down to 3 minions by the end of the fight. The second time I fought him, I only lost 1 minion. This time's not going as well, though. The sweeping motion not working right makes it a little tricky to try to keep them out of his way at times.
Burst him like a balloon, master!
And all of the boss fights end up coming down to this. Instead of your minions killing them, they just stand back and watch. The enemy's helpless, and you get to go up and with just one melee strike can kill them.
That is concentrated evil, sire. It accumulates in those of an especially evil disposition. Now you've dealt with Melvin, you should endeavor to find our fiery friends.
So, now that we have beaten Melvin, apparently we're going to get the red minions, is what he was just telling us. And from where I know what's coming up, I'm only going to replace one of the dead minions. Leave 5 slots open. And this will free those reds.
Look after them and they'll look after you. Just like one big evil family. As I explained, reds are fire immune, but they also have a powerful ranged attack. Summon some red, sire. If you've reached your maximum you should have a little practice, sire. Select your reds.
So you can select a specific color of minion,
sweep your reds.
and those are now the only ones that are going to be under my control. I can also select all of my minions all at once, and that lets me control all of them.
Reds!
And pretty much each time you get a new minion in the area that you get them, it does give you a good chance to see all of their special abilities. The reds will let us get rid of fire barriers, so anytime there's fire in the way, they can just clear it out like this.
Red life force, sire. It will allow you to summon more reds. That's the red minion hive, master. Summon enough reds to carry it to the waypoint gate. Reds!
So the life force is separate. You don't just get life force and use that to summon any minion. You do have to collect specifically red life force to summon reds, and blue life force to summon blues. So just because I have built up some life force, I can't just immediately summon however many reds I want. And since only the reds are able to go down into that area, and the hive requires 10 minions to carry it, we're going to have 10 reds before we're going to be able to move on.
Fire no hurt it! Fire no hurt it!
And apparently, for some reason, that one's immune to them. Although, it's not supposed to be. The reds are supposed to be able to kill the red beetles. And right now, they're the only ones that could be getting life force down there for us. Well, and now they were able to hurt it. And now that we have 5 more red life force, we can go trade 5 more of our browns out. And then we will have the 10 reds we need to carry the hive.
Browns!
Now we have all 10 that we need.
Reds!
So now we'll sweep the reds down in there to carry the hive.
The perfect opportunity to test out your reds on those halflings. Recall your reds from the red hive and commence the fry and die, sire.
So now they're going to show off the ranged attack by having some halflings in an area that the browns can't reach. But since the reds have a ranged attack, all you have to do is send them over there near the edge and they'll attack them. The problem with the reds is that they're much more fragile, so while they're perfectly fine back here throwing fireballs into the fight, if I didn't have some browns to stand up to the halflings, the reds would die to them pretty quickly.
Browns! Overlord!
In this room, they're going to give us a whole new type of control.
You cannot reach them from here. You must reposition your reds for maximum flaming carnage. Reds!
So, we'll just select the reds, guide them through that fire that the browns can't go through.
By placing guard markers for them. Browns!
So you can set a guard marker, and your guys will just stay right there at it. You can have multiple colors on the same guard marker. You can also have multiple guard markers at the same time. Another thing that makes them very useful is that you can target the guard marker just like you target anything else, and then you can move it around.
Well done, sire.
And that way you can move minions through some areas in a more controlled manner than what sweeping will let you do.
Reds!
Now that we turn the wheel, the fire that was blocking our path over here is now gone, and there is some fire over there that's stopping the never-ending stream of halfling cooks that was coming out. And here we have a portal to the tower. So this is as far as they're going to have to carry the hive. And now that we're going to have the red hive, so we can summon red minions, we'll start exploring some of the areas I was talking about in previous videos when I said I'd have to have the ability to deal with fire. We'll be able to go into the Evernight Forest, we'll be able to go into the castle. There's also going to be a couple of items in the Mellow Hills that we can pick up now.
Sire, there seems to be a surge of evil energy coming from the Mellow Hills. Your peasants are being drawn towards it. Salutations!
And what he was just telling us about is the entrance to the first area of the expansion,
Melvin
the Raising Hell expansion. I probably will be going through it.
Of the
I haven't actually played through it myself yet, so I may be doing that part blind, but I may play through it first just to get an idea of what I'm doing. I do know that it requires that you have all 4 colors of minions, so we're not ready for it yet, at least.
To tell you that there are evil deeds that need doing. Harvester of life force.
And I will see you next video when we go exploring all the possibilities that our reds have opened.